has only conceded 16, so it tells you how well balanced the Tar Heels are.
Miami and North Carolina, and off we go from Coral Gables. Carolina playing in Miami or in Coral Gables for the 11th time. The only two losses that Carolina has suffered in this series have been here at Cobb Stadium. They've outscored Miami in their series through the years 61-9. Carolina 18-2 all time against the University of Miami. Carolina filled with stars, top to bottom. Miami, a bit of an injured team, trying to put it together. There's Carolina's head coach, Nahas, and he's done a great job in his second year. Last year, Damon Nahas led Carolina to the national championship, their 23rd.
Not easy to fill the shoes of Anson Dorrance, who was a long-time coach for the Tar Heels and meant so much to the game of college soccer. I mean, Nahas has done a good job picking up the pieces, continue to create a culture for the Tar Heels, who have seemingly not missed a beat since he's taken over.
Anson Dorrance, probably the reason women's soccer has become so popular in the United States. Here comes Carolina, speedy Carolina. Moving up is Hope Munson. Plays it back to Delarose. Delarose has it taken away. Nice defending by the University of Miami. Good job by Akguel coming up the near sideline. Akguel getting the start tonight. Also back in the starting lineup for Miami is Reese Wheeler. Coach Ken Masur in his second year at the University of Miami. He would like to build this program, the University of Miami program, into one of the top programs in the nation. Miami 0-7-1 in conference play, 6-8-2 overall. Carolina 10-5 and 4-3. Carolina, Ricky, has never missed the NCAA tournament.
Just incredible. You talked about the dominance of what the Tar Heels have been. A team that has created an identity, knows exactly who they want to be on and off the ball, really quick tempo. They want to keep the ball moving and be really aggressive on the front foot and off the ball. A team that is compact, a team that is difficult to break down, and expect them to have that foundation here at Cobb Stadium.
Carolina started the season ranked number 1. Olivia Thomas, the leading goal scorer, with 11. And she is a dynamo, powerful soccer player. Miami will have their hands full tonight. Hannah Johan has started the last several games for Carolina. They're coming off a 3-0 victory against SMU. Mellenhorst for Miami on the near side. Tries to nudge it to Hood. Carolina's won 3 of their last 4. They lost at Duke on October the 12th, 3-2. North Carolina, the defending national champion. So you know this is their time of the year.
Really good decision here from Johan, just to pick up her head and see that there is no one that you can play into, because Miami's pressing a little bit higher, so nothing wrong with being a little bit more direct and gaining some real estate higher up the field away from your defending goal.
Mellenhorst near the top of the box. Good defending there by Mara. Yuan played for the national champions last season, made her debut against Louisville. Saw action against Clemson. Last season, a career-high 24 minutes. This season, much more time in net. From Bamberg, Germany. Hood with a quick throw in from Ellen Horst.
Good turn.
That was well done. Miami, despite being 0-7-1, they played with good spirit and with a big challenge tonight, taking on the defending national champions. I would imagine when you're playing the defending national champs, it doesn't matter what your record is. You want to give them the best test possible.
It's another opportunity for the Hurricanes to continue to build under Ken Messer and what he is trying to implement in terms of his game plan for the Hurricanes. Good opportunity here with this corner kick.
Wheeler sends it in. Jessie Kay back in the starting lineup tonight as well. Kay limited a little bit in terms of minutes, but she'll give everything she has. Been a stalwart for Miami this season.
A player that Ken Messer has speaks extremely high about just her competitive spirit from her left back position. Ability to continue her runs, to be very vertical, hard-working, true competitor is how he described Jessica Kay. What we've seen for the University of Miami, especially in ACC plays, it's been those minute details that have continued to hinder their success. Against Stanford, they had opportunities, were not clean enough within their defensive unit. Against Cal, actually created more opportunities, but it's just been the lack of composure and lack of efficiency in both boxes.
Alarcon sends this one toward the far post. A little bit too heavy with that corner kick. Alarcon has played a lot of minutes this season for Miami. Her game is continuing to grow and develop.
3 goals, 4 assists on the season for Alarcon. The ability to make those runs out of midfield, very difficult to track, and a player that is extremely comfortable with the ball at her feet. She's a big-time player for the Hurricanes.
Made 14 starts a year ago. Been a consistent contributor this season. Olofsson comes out of the box, tries to get this one toward the midline.
Really good ball here.
Carolina probing and weighing their options here. First 10 minutes of play. Hope Munson has a step on her defender. Plays it off left side and over the end line. Simpson back defending for Miami. Emily Simpson, the junior from England.
She's done a good job at understanding when to push wide and rotate over. Simpson has, as this ball comes into Devi, she needs to close down that space and do it quickly, just making this North Carolina attacking unit not as efficient as we would come to expect within the first 10-15 minutes here.
Last time Miami and North Carolina played, 2023 season, Carolina won 1-0. Last time they played here in South Florida, 2022, a 4-0 win for the Tar Heels. Here comes Carolina. Again, putting Miami under some pressure. Olivia Thomas with 11 goals this season. Danger zone for Miami. A quick clear. Thomas trying to get in position, trying to get to the left foot. Poked away, good defending by Miami. And able to relieve some of that pressure that Carolina just applied.
That's a good idea for the Hurricanes, understanding that the Tar Heels are being really aggressive and having a lot of numbers committed forward. So that leaves a space going back to the way in terms of the transitional opportunities. Caroline Hood, Moore Flynn for the Hurricanes will give that vertical threat. You see the first couple minutes here, the Tar Heels starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm, but good pick out here from Kay.
Mellenhorst with room to operate here. Nudges it for Kay. Ushers it to Simpson again, targeting Mellenhorst a little too strong. Carolina will play on the far side, now on the move. In front of their bench. Munson up the near side. Good defending by Hood. Munson, a freshman defender from Utah. Holiday, Utah. In high school, she tallied 50 goals, led her team to the state championship last season. Three-time All-State selection. Munson played on the same club team as her teammate at Carolina, Bella Devi. Thomas streaking toward the ball, and again Miami able to repel that attack briefly.
Need to play that ball in front of Olivia Thomas, allowing her just to run onto it, because she makes a really clever run between two center backs of the Hurricanes. The last thing that you want to have happen if you are University of Miami is just to get stretched out and have space, not only for players to operate, but for Olivia Thomas to run in behind and really test your shape.
Hurricanes finally broke through, scoring goals on Sunday against Stanford. Scored right at the end of the game. Perhaps some of that momentum could carry over.
It's going to be the messaging for Kim DeSur, saying we went like for like, punch for punch with the #2 team in the country, the Stanford Cardinal.
Yuan has played the last 5 games for Carolina. A couple other players we'll keep an eye on for Carolina. Bella Devi was the Utah Gatorade Player of the Year. And Linda Olmark leads the team with 7 assists. Such a well-balanced team.
A team that can beat you in numerous of different ways, whether it is individual skill like we saw earlier from Olivia Thompson, combination play, set pieces. This Tar Heel side has just a well-balanced attack that if you turn off 1 second mentally, they can punish you in numerous of different ways.
There's Debbie, and shadowing her is Hood. Good space for Miami. Hood from the right foot to the left foot. Good job keeping it away from Carolina. Well done by Miami.
Quick ball movement, really good circulation from the Hurricanes. Showing on one side of the field and on the other. I'll tell you what, through the first 15 minutes, it's been a really even match.
Hurricanes a bit short-handed, but playing very hard here tonight against the defending champs. Here comes Olivia Thomas. 11 goals this season. Tries to strike it forward, and Miami is there to thwart that attack. Carolina picks it up, and here come the Tar Heels again. Pushing forward. Trying to put Olofsson under some pressure. Good hustle. Olmark leads Carolina in assist. Wears number 7 and has 7 assists. A sophomore from Buffalo.
Every single time Olmark gets on the ball, just a movement from Olivia Thomas to run and be vertical and stretch the back line for the Hurricanes. There's a really good balance between the two attacking players for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Olmark had 3 assists in one game earlier this year against Alabama. Here comes the corner kick. Oh, nicely done and headed just wide by Mara. Jalen Mara right there. Headed it just wide. Good opportunity for North Carolina.
Does really well done for Mara just to meet this ball and beat her marker. Out jumps Alarcon, just trying to get it back on target. As the play, that ball's coming with that amount of pace, you just need to head it back across where it came from. You have more of the goal to put it on target and really test Olofsson. Just pulls it wide, the center back does.
Mara, 5'10" sophomore. She's going to win a lot of those balls in the air. Mara played in 11 matches last season. You look back at her first career start, that was against Duke. A long ball that Miami can't catch up to. Trying to get there was Alarcon.
Good pressure from the Hurricanes once they do give the ball over cheaply, just trying to recover it as quickly as they possibly can to continue with this momentum and to continue to play this game in their attacking third. Their aggressive start for the Hurricanes in the home side.
Akguel staying right with it. Good perseverance. Now Hood, back to Akguel. Nope. Akguel's had I think a good season for the University of Miami. Been active when she's had her opportunities, taking advantage of it.
Just a very busy type of player, Akguel. A nightmare to defend. The work rate never in question. Always going to hunt down every 50-50 ball. And she complements Caroline Hood and Moore Flynn, who are starting next to her tonight, really well. The type of profiles that we've seen for the Hurricanes continuing to get better and better and get more comfortable with one another. And that is the next step in the progression for Canvasser. Is yes, you have the type of profiles, you have players that are starting to grow in confidence and grow in comfortability. Now the production needs to come next.
Hood runs on to this one. From the corner, nice cross. Maybe didn't have enough on that one, but Miami will continue to keep the pressure on. Akguel trying to get to that.
It's another really good example of what we just talked about. As Hood drops in, Akguel makes that run from inside out. And again, Miami keeping this game higher up the field.
Been a good match so far. If Miami was able to get the icebreaker, how big would that be for the Hurricanes?
Be massive for their confidence. Will be their 4th goal in ACC play. Have only scored 3 through the course of this season. As you see Lurick come in for Jessica Kay.
Here's the goal kick. We're at Cobb Stadium in Coral Gables. Beautiful fall night in South Florida. Here come the Hurricanes again. Miami has not backed down against the defending national champs, giving them a good tussle here early on. Lots of space now for Carolina to operate in. On the move with long strides is Munson all the way down the field. Carolina building something here. Carolina playing this with authority. This one struck and then ricochets out of play.
With how aggressive the Hurricanes are being, if you are North Carolina and you have the ability to break through the pressure, the game will start to open up and there'll be a lot of green grass to run into, but you have to be quick, you need to be clean. Really good action for the visiting side to win a dangerous corner kick.
Kate Fossey, number 13, one of the leaders in minutes for Carolina, over 1,300 minutes played this season. Della Rose with a corner kick. It'll be the second of the night for North Carolina. Sends it in with the left foot, and this one is headed just wide again. That's a Della Rose with the corner.
Substitution for Miami in number 22, Bree Severns. For number 11, Cisel Akguel.
Bree Severns enters the match for Miami.
Player that scored another goal against Stanford last time out. Took it extremely well. She's been a really good player for the Hurricanes. 4 goals, 1 assist on the season. Uses her body extremely well, but very soft feet as well. Bree Severns.
If you're Miami and Ken Masur, you gotta like what you see so far, right? Now he's going against the defending national champs, so he's trying to get to, I guess, and trying to get to a certain identity for tonight, right?
It's another step in the right direction, what we've seen from the Hurricanes approaching 25 minutes in. And it's similar to what we saw against Stanford as well. Really difficult to break down, defensively very compact. But you need to show a little bit more teeth and more personality higher up the field to put more pressure on the opposing goalkeeper.
Style of play, Carolina can play the way they want to play, the way they played all year. Miami's got to adjust their style. Melon horse Olivia Thomas, can see her just lurking close by, trying to maybe try to get into some open space, but Miami right now in possession of the ball. Yep, Carolina in possession. Quick turn by Olmark. Olofsson drives it toward the middle of the field. Gattino. Bella Gattino. Gattino from Michigan sends this one down the field and out of play. The sophomore. Last season, ACC all-freshman team. One of 3 freshmen to appear in all 27 games last season and started 25 times for the national champs.
Been really impressed with Ashley Penny, the player central for the Tar Heels. Ability to cover a lot of ground, comfortable with the ball at her feet, and just keeps the game moving. Number 20, center of your screen. Notice how many times she cuts out passing lanes. Is a real engine for the Tar Heels off the ball.
Penny playing in front of her friends and family from Lawrence High School here in Miami. Last season came off the bench, played in 23 matches, over 600 minutes in that national championship season from Lord's High School. Here's a shot that's deflected away.
Nice pocket of space from Devi. Really clever at the spaces that she picks up in between lines.
Nice back heel for Munson. Debbie tries to get it right back. Miami doing a good job swarming on defense.
Defensively, it's been a strong first half for the Hurricanes. Notice the amount of numbers behind the ball, not allowing any sort of clean opportunities for the Tar Heels.
Kay and Wheeler have been busy tonight for Miami. There's Olivia Thomas, close by Emily Simpson. Freifeld with a throw in. Hood off the end of the foot. Look out, here comes Olivia Thomas trying to break through two defenders. Put that ball out there just in front of the goal, and you're asking for trouble.
Having some words with her teammate,
Yeah.
Olivia Thomas, maybe a bit of frustration. She's not the player that you want to get upset for the Tar Heels. We've talked about how dangerous she is. 11 goals, 3 assists on the season. Probably hasn't been as impactful as she would like through the opening part of this match, but she is a influential piece of how the Tar Heels go forward.
Della Rose, the lefty, with another corner. And this one right in front of the Miami goal. And again, Hurricanes doing a good job, able to thwart the attack momentarily. On the move is Penny, a former Miami Herald Player of the Year from Lord's High School. Mara has it. Gattino ushers it toward the far side of the field. Carolina on the move, trying to slalom through the Miami defense. Here's a shot, and right there making the save for Miami's Olofsson. I think she had a good beat on that one.
It's a really good strike from Bella Devi. As this ball comes across, just notice her body position, how quickly she gets her feet set, allowing her to open up her hips and make clean contact with this ball. Fortunate, it's straight at Olofsson, and good positioning from the goalkeeper of the Hurricanes.
3 goals and assists this year for Devi. Deary with a throw in for North Carolina. Freifeld just lobs it in, gets it right back. Right there is Mellenhorst for Miami. Here comes Munson, trying to get to her right foot. This one knuckles in, and Olofsson with a diving backhanded save.
Good recognition of space from Hope Munson. Right-footed playing the left-hand side, so naturally always wants to come and challenge Sentry. Notice that gap Sentry right there. And this first touch, that breaks up line. Good recovery in the end from Lorwick, just to cut her foot and make a little bit of contact. Easy save in the end from Olofsson.
Substitution for Miami, in number 16, Sarah Greiner. For number
Sarah
7,
Greiner enters the fray for Miami. Hood will get a rest. Here comes Greiner. Griner always seems to give Miami a jolt of energy.
Hard-working, direct, aggressive is what you get from Sarah Griner. It's exactly what you need right now for Ken Masaru, as over the last 5 minutes, the Tar Heels have gotten the ability to grab this game with both hands. You need something going back the other way, and Griner can give you that.
Here comes Munson again. He's had a lot of touches here tonight. Munson trying to slalom through 2 defenders. Lurwick back on Devi. Woolmark. Della Rose. Debbie off the left foot, crosses it in. Now Carolina on the move. And something percolating for the Tar Heels. Nice sliding play by Miami. Alarcon doing a good job getting in there. And again, Miami disrupting the flow of the Carolina offense.
Just a commitment defensively for the Hurricanes, as we've seen not only through the first part of this half, but also last weekend. That is a good challenge from Alarcon. As she leaves her feet, she needs to get it right in terms of the timing. Times it to perfection.
Into the 31st minute, the competitive spirit for Miami has been very good. They're facing one of the best teams in the nation, regardless of their record or where they're ranked right now. This is a program that has 23 national titles, so they know what the standard is. Carolina is always going to get the opponent's best game. On the other hand, Miami, while they don't have the same kind of success, I think because of who the program is, because it's the University of Miami, they get the other team's best as well because of the Hurricanes brand.
What you see for both of these sides is, yes, it's university, but it's also a brand, right? Players, coaches, people, neutrals understand what the Tar Heel symbol means, what the U means as well. So when you do get that amount of attention, when you do get that amount of respect, you always have a target on your back. And we've seen that for a lot of the teams that have came, whether it is to Raleigh, North Carolina, or whether it is here at Cobb Stadium. Teams want to go and prove themselves against two of the best schools in all of the nation.
There's a reason kids grow up to want to be a Tar Heel, right? 23 national championships, the great history and tradition. Miami doesn't have the same kind of history in women's soccer, but as a overall program, they have the great brand. So I think that makes it attractive to those that might want to be a Hurricane, that, hey, you're going to get great competition from the opponent. Della Rose plays it back and then gets it right back. Della Rose one more time for Mera. Hurricanes have held Carolina off for the first 33 minutes. Carolina 5 shots, Miami does not have any. There's, oh, nicely poked away. Della Rose was waiting to accept that one, now has it.
This hasn't been clean enough for their Tar Heels. The ideas are there, the execution has been lacking. And that's going to be a point of emphasis for Timanejas. We are 10 minutes away from halftime. The tempo needs to be a bit quicker. Players need to do the simple things more efficiently. And in doing that, now you can open up goal-scoring opportunities in favor of North Carolina.
Ali Serlinga comes on for the Hurricanes. Approaching 10 minutes to go in the first half. Miami's finished against Murderers Row, Cal, Stanford, now North Carolina. Hung in there against Stanford, playing well here tonight. Mara. Munson with a step on her defender. Now 3 white jerseys are there. Good job by Miami clearing it down the line. Again, the Hurricanes able to sweep away the pressure. Seems like Carolina has controlled the possession for the last 10 minutes or more, but they're running into a cul-de-sac.
When you're playing against a team that is sitting with all 11 players behind the ball like we've seen from the Hurricanes, good run. The way that you break that mid to low block, the ball needs to move quick, but you also need more movement ahead of the ball for the Tar Heels. Whether it is selfless movement or selfish movement, you need more mobility, pulling players out of position, coming to feet, drawing out center back so you have that vertical threat. So that is when the comfortability and the relationships start to form for the Tar Heels. When you're not on the ball, you need to be able to impact the play in a positive manner.
Mellenhorst nudges it over wide. Tries to get it to the far side of the field. Gattino goes down for Carolina. Looks like she'll be okay.
She's been impressive.
Yep.
Very comfortable with the ball at her feet, Gattino. We've seen her lace a couple balls from her right center back row all the way to this left back area for Munson. You have her center back that is so comfortable that can break lines of passing. It allows her teammates to be more aggressive in terms of their positioning higher up the field. Hold on.
Hurricanes trying to sneak one past the Carolina defense. Under 7 minutes to play. Serlinga and Severance trying to collaborate. Bretzer comes on for Carolina. Ian Bretzer. Bretzer is a transfer from Florida Gulf Coast. Here's the throw in by Munson. We're down to almost 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Through the run and play, it's been mostly one-way traffic in favor of the Tar Heels. 5 shots, only 1 on target versus 0 for the Hurricanes. But yet, if you are Ken Restore, the only thing that matters is the top left of your screen, 0-0. Defensively, you've been really stout. You've been very compact and very difficult to break through. Trying to see a bit of frustration start to set in for the Tar Heels.
Rossi ran out of room. Here comes Noelle Simmons for Miami.
I expect the Hurricanes to play a bit more direct for the remainder of this half with Simmons. She's going to give you verticality. She's going to give you pace and power on that top line. But is also very comfortable with the ball at her feet to combine with her teammates as well.
Rossi runs this one down for Carolina. North Carolina again, lots of room to operate. Retzer has it deflected away. Mellenhorst headed away by Munson. Quick throw in by Munson as we approach 4 minutes to play in the first half here at Cobb Stadium in Coral Gables. Hurricanes and the defending champs are level, no score. Carolina trying to find a way to break down the Miami defense. Retzer on the move. Back out to Munson. Penny. Collected at the top of the box, and I think it was a handball.
Left arm's away from her body. Penny, it's a good call by the referee. Linda Olmark trying to secure this ball with a lot of pace as it skips off of the grass. Watch the left arm as it pops off. Really good call by the referee.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play. First half in Coral Gables. Johan out on that one.
Just a bit too predictable there from Hope Munson. She's been extremely aggressive from her left back position. As she drives with the ball at her feet, she requires so much attention. So as you bring in 2-3 Hurricanes defenders, you need to bring in Olivia Thomas as well. You need to play the ball to her feet because she's been very quiet for the Tar Heels, their leading goal scorer.
How far deep is Miami sinking?
Just look at your screen right now, the whole defensive unit. That back line is inside their defensive 18-yard box. Tells you how defensively compact the Hurricanes have been. Watch out.
Well, Thomas trying to get free. Again, 2 white jerseys are there. And how long can Miami and how much can they withstand? Right there for Miami is Olofsson. Making Carolina shoot from distance.
Work for every single inch and every single opportunity the Tar Heels have been working for.
Final couple of seconds, Miami will be proud of their effort here in the first half. Carolina has been on the attack. They've been patient, have not succumbed to any kind of counterattack.
A team that has been sitting extremely deep for the Hurricane, for Ken Vasseur defensively. Very
And away we go. Second half is underway. Debbie with the throw in. Della Rose weighing her options here. Chips it in, and oh, a nice back heel, nearly a goal for Carolina. Olofsson is there with the stop for Miami.
Talked about set pieces being a really important part of the game when you're not creating through the run of play. Debbie puts the ball into a dangerous area as his ball causes a little bit of chaos. That player right there as it is. Gattino that gets caught offside, about a yard or two behind the last defender of the Hurricanes. Good call by the referees again.
Miami and North Carolina here in Coral Gables, Cobb Stadium. Good work by Ashley Penny. Penny gets it right back. If you're Carolina, and you see what Miami's strategy is here in the first 45, how do they break that down?
Actually, when the Tar Heels are building out and playing more negative, you bait Miami to step up a bit more, and what that does, that opens up space centrally. So understanding when you want to put pressure on the Hurricanes and pin them back, but also when to bait them to step out is going to be influential to the success of the Tar Heels here. But again, you need movement. You need selfless types of movement, especially through that front line. If someone can make a run towards your corner flag to pull out one of the center backs, that's when you can really find some areas of opportunities to go forward.
Freifeld trying to get to the middle of the field. Two white jerseys there again. Mellenhorst and Flynn over there for Miami. Flynn hitting the deck hard. Mara on the ball for North Carolina. Here's Debbie. Lots of room to operate. Hurricanes getting back on defense. This one pinballed in. Debbie with a second opportunity. Swept away. And a foul.
Well done from Mellenhorst to drop off and do her defensive duties. We've seen the two outside backs for the Tar Heels be really important in terms of just relieving some of the pressure. Bella Devi, Hope Munson on either side, very aggressive as outside back for the Tar Heels.
Debbie, the Utah Gatorade Player of the Year.
of a push there from Caroline Hood. As she comes through the back of Gattino, who again has had a really strong performance at her center back role.
Johan, the goalie for North Carolina. I'll send this one away. And does over the midline. Hood pushes it forward. Can Miami find something special here? Mellenhorst lets it fly and scores! Oh, Miami has the icebreaker. Terrific shot to put Miami in front. 1-0. The freshman Tegan Mellenhorst with a quick turn and a blast. And right now her fingerprints all over this match. In the spotlight, Mellenhorst scores against the defending champs and puts Miami in front. 1-0.
A player that has been so important to the Hurricanes and going forward. Just notice how quickly she turns. Lets the ball come across her body, and it's really aggressive here from Tegan Mellenhorst. Peek over her left shoulder, opens up this window to that far post, and a perfect strike in terms of the placement. Low and hard to that far corner. Well-deserved goal from Tegan Mellenhorst, first of the season, and the Hurricanes in the lead here at home.
Wow, comes at the right time. Mellenhorst providing the rocket fuel here tonight. 1-0 over North Carolina. There's something brewing here now at Cobb Stadium.
What a phenomenal strike that is from Tegan Mellenhorst. From that distance, the placement, the power, the precision, the technique, she hits it so pure and so clean. No chance for Johan. A player that's been so good throughout the season within her work rate and the production starting to follow. Good goal from the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes with a jump start here in the second half. And now a 1-0 lead. Mellenhorst puts Miami in front, 1-0. Let's see how that stuns Carolina.
Again, the turn is just so good. It sets her up for success. And notice how she strikes directly through the ball. But at the last second, she closes up her hips, which gives it that bending motion away from Johan. You see what it means to every single player for the Hurricanes. Quickly to hug Tegan Mellenhorst.
Joy on the Miami sideline right now. See how Carolina responds. They get the ball down the field in a hurry. Here comes North Carolina, and that one just over the crossbar.
Fortunate here for Olofsson, top side of your screen. Notice how out of position she is. There's just not this wicked deflection from Fossey, who does a good job to put this ball on her preferred right foot. Nearly catching Olofsson out of position.
Carolina has 7 shots, Miami has 1, and they have made it count. What a shot in the arm for the University of Miami. What does that do for them here for the next 10 minutes or so?
Gives them confidence. Gives them the ability to try to get that second goal in a transitional moment. Where can assert the balance is understanding that the Tar Heels are going to need to search this result. They're going to be a bit more vertical, a bit more aggressive, and stretch out in theory. So now spaces going back to the way can start to open up. Next 5 minutes, crucial for both of these sides for different reasons.
Carolina has some work to do. Miami 1 goal to none lead. Miami the leaders, that's the situation. A little more than a half an hour to go. Debbie up the near side. Well defended. Every inch of the way by Hood. This is Amanda Peck. Touched by Flynn.
Janelle Arcone doing a fantastic job at covering every single blade of grass here. As you see, the Hurricanes seeking their first ACC win this season. What a statement it could be against a team as well established as the UNC Tar Heels.
Coach Ken Masur now sitting in on what could be the biggest win of his career, but a long way to go. Getting very interesting now in Coral Gables. Olofsson will send this one away. Look out, coming right in our direction.
You got your hand ready?
Threw him right up. What a moment for Tegan Mellenhorst, the freshman, with a goal against the defending champs. As Miami in front, 1 goal to none. Debbie throwing a nice step in. I believe that was Nicholson. Yep, Nicholson.
Just really found a home at that base of the midfield for the Hurricanes. Osby Nicholson, very tough in her 1v1 duels, covers a lot of ground, good defensive positioning. And she stays at home to provide a bit of coverage within that back line for the Hurricanes.
Gone all the way here tonight, 57 minutes. So is Mellenhorst. Emily Simpson as well. Well, let's see what we have here now. Oh, little interaction there. Fossey.
Frustration starting to creep in a bit for the Tar Heels. Fossey's very lucky not to see yellow there, especially when the goalkeeper clearly has the ball secured and not allow yourself to create any sort of contact.
Debbie splitting the defense to the top of the box. Hurricanes squeezed her there right at the top. Carolina goes wide. There's a foul right in front of our official. Carolina getting a little chippy here. That's Mara.
What we saw last time out with the Hurricanes when they played against Stanford. worked extremely hard off the ball. Defensive performance was fantastic, just got undone by a really silly mistake within a handball, the defensive 18-yard box. So if you are Ken Basur, it's an opportunity to show the progression in terms of the mentality from this side to stay tuned in mentally for the remainder of 31 minutes here.
Number 23, North Carolina, the defending champs. Trailing Miami 1-0 as Reese Severance comes on for Miami.
Substitution for Miami is number 16, Sarah Griner.
Now Sarah Griner. Hood will get a rest. On a night where the air in South Florida feels like bathwater on the skin. Thomas trying to get loose. Ball ricocheting around.
You're playing against a team and a player like Olivia Thomas, the two center backs for Miami need to do a really good job at understanding if one does get touched tight with her, the other one needs to drop off and provide coverage. So the rotation through the defensive efforts for the University of Miami will be really important for Ken Basur to see this result out.
There goes Penny on the move. Lawrence High School here in South Florida, right down the street from the stadium.
That's what we talked about. I just mentioned with Emily Simpson here. She needs to provide a bit of help and coverage to her right back as Olivia Thomas takes that long touch around the corner. She's right there to close down the space. Really good positioning from the center back there.
Penny feeds it wide, is swiped away. Good defending again, Miami. Their confidence perhaps growing here. With each minute ticking off the clock. Crowd getting into it now. Gattino. Perhaps with a foul there. Gattino with some physical play.
Big physical center back Gattino, true leader for the Tar Heels. Their positioning, especially when you are in possession, to negate any transitional moments. She's been a player that's been really vocal to our referee. Another sign of frustration for the Tar Heels.
Mellenhorst, the goal in the 50th minute for the University of Miami right now, the difference in the game. Tegan Mellenhorst, a freshman, is the headline maker so far in this contest for Miami. What kind of magic can Carolina conjure up in the final 27 minutes? Plenty of stardust on their team. Gattino making her way forward toward the corner.
Good move. Just a bit too heavy from Gattino. Does all the hard work. It's actually a 3v1 in favor of the Tar Heels at that back post. Watch out here.
Thomas airmails that one. Got a lot behind it, but that was a moonshot.
Well, we saw in the open, Olivia Thomas has the quality to find the back of the net with these types of actions. But as she takes this touch horizontally, notice the follow through. There is none. She almost stabs at it and gets underneath it. Her shoulders go back, and that's why it goes up and over the crossbar. But a fantastic bit of skill to get away from her defender, from Olivia Thomas.
Substitutions for Miami. Hit number 15, Ali Serlenga.
Serlenga comes on for Melanor. She gets her first pit stop of the night with a collector's item, her first goal of the season against the defending champs. Freifeld poking at it for Carolina. Now here comes Carolina. Racing up the field is Debbie with a purpose. Debbie ran out of room and showed some frustration. Lexi Lerwick on for Jessie Kay.
Substitution for Miami. In number 18, Lexi Lerwick. For number 25, Jessica Kay.
You'd have to say that Miami's done a nice job executing their game plan. Short-handed, so playing a certain style, and they've executed, they've stayed with it.
Well, we've seen from Ken Masur that this Miami side is really difficult to break through. Only 20 goals conceded, 3 against Stanford last time out, so you take that game out of the equation. 17 tells you that he's done a good job at making them organized, at making them disciplined, and a team that knows exactly the roles that are identified off the ball. But the next step in the progression for the Hurricanes is finding the success going forward and finding the back of the net on a more frequent basis, because chance creation is not a problem as well. Good ball. It's the ability to find the back of the net and to be those clinical type of moves that we've seen.
Here's Thomas winding up and lets it fly. And we've got a no goal. Is that on the side? Boy, she would rip that one.
Olivia Thomas is at her best when she finds success and she finds a little bit of a window. Hits it so pure, so technically gifted the way that she strikes the ball. Just pulls it a bit wide, but has Olofsson scrambling towards that near post.
Carolina pressing Miami now. Out onto the wing. Freifeld puts the brakes on. Connects with Penny. Ushers it for Della Rose. Steers it over to Thomas. Thomas lobs it in. Carolina with a shot. And the Tar Heels have tied the game. I believe it was Olmark that got it. Olmark off the end of her foot finds the equalizer. 22 minutes left to play, and Carolina has leveled the action here at Cobb Stadium. That was beautifully set up.
The response has been good for the Tar Heels and North Carolina. No coincidence that Olivia Thomas is involved. She gets on the ball now. She requires a lot of attention, which allows two of her teammates to crash towards that center of the goal. And as this ball pops out, Omar, really good body control as she's falling to get her left toe to it and just poke it by Olofsson. The work rate, the effort to get herself in a dangerous area, and she gets rewarded 1-1 here at Cobb Stadium.
Just kept stretching out. 5th goal of the season. Beautifully done by Carolina. Passing beauty by Olivia Thomas. We have a video review on whether or not it was offside, so it's a hold your breath moment for North Carolina. Take another look at it, Ricky.
As this ball comes in from Olivia Thomas, that's not offside there. It's this action right here. As this ball comes out, now it's a decision for the referee. As the defender for the Hurricanes is coming across, she makes contact with the ball. Is it deliberate? If it is deemed deliberate, Olmark is onside. But if it's not, this goal should not stand. Right side of your screen, the defender for the Hurricanes, I think it's Reese Wheeler comes across. Makes contact, and it's a really difficult angle to tell when the defender does make contact if Olmark is behind the ball.
And the goal does stand up. 5th goal of the season for Olmark. And we're level at 1. Defending champs. At a big moment, come up with a big play.
And what saves Olmark is that she is about half of a yard behind the ball once the back line of the Hurricanes take that touch. That is why that goal is confirmed in favor of the Tar Heels. 1-1.
Just got off the end of her foot. Good perseverance, stayed with it.
Good run here.
Now Carolina looking to take the lead. Thomas set up the last one, trying to bust through this time. Hurricanes able to foil that attempt. Thomas was so confident on the ball. Miami gave her a little bit of space to lob it in there.
It's been a really good second half for Olivia Thomas as Nahas has really pushed her to the left-hand side. Now she has the ability to receive the ball with the field in front of her. She can go left, she can go right, and she also has more time and space versus in that central location.
Carolina now finding some space in the Miami defense. Freifeld with an overlap with Olmark. Hurricanes scrambling to get back on defense. Here comes Carolina with an opportunity.
Expect this game for the remainder of 20 minutes to be wide open. The Tar Heels, we talked about the importance of trying to finish in that top 6 of the ACC standings, you need this result. You need to be more aggressive. You need to go after this game. And in doing that, now transitional moments can be really influential for the University of Miami. If they do have the ability to recover the ball, they need to play forward. They need to look forward and have the confidence to break lines.
Carolina going wide again. Here come the Tar Heels. Good run there by Munson. She's been very active here tonight.
2 outside backs for the Tar Heels, Munson and Devi. We talk about their aggressiveness on that outside back position.
Allmark's corner kick is off the post. Carolina still has a chance here. Mara against 2 defenders and does not like the decision.
Nervy moments for the Hurricanes here. And Olofsson, notice if she does come off of her line, she's getting cut out of position. You need to secure this ball. As a goalkeeper, decision making and box commanding is everything. You have to punch it up and away or secure. You should never allow this ball to bounce around your defensive 18-yard box.
All Severance could do was hug the post. Mellenhorst is back in. Mellenhorst scored for Miami. Hood also back in. If you're Miami, you haven't won a game in the conference. You had the lead, now you're level. Coach Masur, you got 17 minutes to go. Do you take the approach of, well, what do I have to lose? Try to find a way to get the go-ahead goal. Is this the time maybe to gamble a little bit? Miami trying to get Simpson free.
Tells you that he is not going to be, he's not happy with just sitting back and inviting the amount of pressure with the subs that he's just made. Mellenhorst, Simmons coming in, going to give you more effort, more verticality, and more options going forward. So the mentality is shown from Ken Masur saying we need, or we want to go out and end this game swinging and be aggressive and just try to show some confidence and fight to go leg for leg with the Tar Heels here.
Probably worth mentioning for Miami here in the final 16 minutes. They played the whole season without Giovanni Canali, who was a terrific freshman a year ago, will be back. Giovanna always wanted to be a Hurricane and suffered an injury, so
there's a clear foundation for Ken Masur and what he's trying to build. It starts with the identity. This team is better on the ball. They're more confident. There's a more clear identity. And you just talk about the talent that he has. Players that are unable to go because due to injury, due to whatever it may be. When he does lay out his preferred 11, this team is going to have talent. They're going to be a difficult outing.
Allmark scored in the 67th minute to level the game for Carolina after Mellenhorst had put Miami in front in the 50th minute.
Really good turn here from Tegan Mellenhorst. Creates a little bit of separation, the placement, the power. As she goes to her teammates, and as this ball comes across, Allmark doing a good job at staying with it and really good body control and athleticism to just push it by Olofsson.
Carolina 15 minutes left to find a result in Coral Gables. Miami defending for their lives. Amanda Peck back there. Carolina 10 shots, Miami 2. Carolina 3 shots on goal, Miami 1. Nice move here by Debbie in over the top of the crossbar.
Completely off balance. Bella Debbie as she's trying to strike this ball. She's shown glimpses of how good, how important she is to the Tar Heel attack.
Akguel back in for Miami. Akguel has shown the ability to make something happen.
Watch out, good opportunity.
Oh, here we go with Miami with a chance. And the shot is away, and Miami's got the goal. Head goal, what a moment. With under 14 minutes to play, Miami has taken the lead, and they're leaping for joy everywhere. Akguel just came on, and in the 77th minute has the goal of her life. And the spotlight shining brightly on Akguel, who puts Miami in front 2-1.
This is just about her effort from Akguel. And as she gets the ball on her right foot, just notice how she lets momentum do her thing. Cuts back across, what creates a little bit of a window, and she hits it so pure. So much power behind it. Johan can't keep it out of her far post. Phenomenal goal and phenomenal impact for Akguel here. And the Hurricanes take the lead with 13 remaining.
My goodness gracious, what have we witnessed here? Carolina is on shaky ground with under 14 minutes to go. Miami 2, Carolina 1. Akguel the goal in the 76th minute. And it will be hold your breath time on the Miami side for the next 13 minutes. Akguel had just re-entered the game. I think we had mentioned earlier, Akguel this season has shown the ability to bring some energy and make something happen.
The verticality, the directness within her movement always puts pressure on the opposing back lines.
Well, what do we have brewing here, Ricky? 2-1 Miami. Here's another look at the goal. 1-on-3.
But just the understanding that the three defenders for the Tar Heels are retreating, so you cut it back, and that gives you a bit of a window. But it's a fantastic strike. The amount of power she gets behind this from Akguel, forcing Johan to come across. Too much pace. Can't push it wide. Really good goal.
Thomas on the move, sends it down the field. What a second half here in Coral Gables.
Three good, really good goals that we've seen from distance for the Hurricanes, and then just the ability to react quicker than everyone in favor of the Tar Heels.
Hurricanes needed a moment of inspiration. Akguel off the bench delivered. Clock is ticking now. Headed for 11 minutes to play. Mellenhorst and Akguel goals for Miami. Olofsson drills that one in there with a lot of power. Miami is not defeated North Carolina since 2009. Only 2 wins in 20 attempts against Carolina. The 2 wins have been here at Cobb Stadium. And now we're approaching 10 minutes to play into the 80th minute at Cobb Stadium. Della Rose will come up with a corner for North Carolina, trying to conjure up some magic in the final 10 minutes. Nice job by Olofsson, just spirited right out of the air.
Just talked about the ability to command your 6-yard block from Olofsson and confident goalkeeping. Great look at it here. A lot of traffic in front of her, secure hands, phenomenal goalkeeping.
Miami another chance. Here's the shot, and that one's just wide. That might have been the winning moment right there. Just wide by Griner.
Really similar action as we've seen the Hurricanes score goals. You play direct, you get in behind the Tar Heel back line. Griner just nearly finds that far post. Really good strike.
Miami showing grit, determination, and now confidence with 9 minutes to play. Miami has not won a game in the ACC this season. Haven't won a game in the league in a year. And sitting on a 2-1 lead. Carolina has to find something from somewhere. Olofsson comes out and cradles it. A special moment for Akguel for Miami. Alarcon will come on for Akguel to put the Canes in front.
Alarcon's now going to give Miami a little bit of stability centrally. Understanding as UNC is going to be a bit more aggressive, winning second duels and winning that midfield battle will instill the confidence to keep this result for the Hurricanes.
Mellenhorst and Akguel goal scorers for Miami. Under 8 minutes to play in Coral Gables. Lerwick with a throw in. Alarcon lets it fly. A little overcooked. This will require Miami to throw a net around the Carolina offense here over the final 7 minutes.
Opportunity it is to continue to grow for the Hurricanes. Ability to play with the lead. Watch out.
Olivia Thomas. Miami left to play maximum security defense on her. And there's Olofsson with a sliding save.
Just a bit too heavy from Olivia Thomas. You see the frustration. The backside of your screen does a good job at eluding 2 Hurricanes defenders, but just that long touch. Just so good with the ball at her feet. The ability to change space, but that touch right there. Good recognition from Olofsson to come off of her line and make herself big.
Hurricanes right now stunning the defending champs with a 2-1 lead. Could keep Carolina out of the ACC tournament. get their first win of the year. What a way to finish the season. Approaching 6 minutes to play in Coral Gables. Penny trying to get it going for Carolina. Amanda Peck there to sweep it away. For Miami, 5 long minutes and change remain. For Carolina, time is not a commodity that's on their side. Ellen Horst hits the deck hard. Carolina will have to go to the idea factory here in the final 5 minutes. Trailing Miami 2-1.
Every single decision matters now. If you are the Tar Heels, you cannot allow frustration to set in and get yourself pulled into anything silly. You cannot afford to concede any soft fouls in doing that. You give Miami the ability to slow the game down, draw some precious seconds off of the clock. The ability just to get this ball away from their defending goal. If you can keep the game moving and get in a rhythm just like this, that's your best way to claw yourself back into this game for the Tar Heels. Good challenge, really good challenge again.
Amanda Peck has been solid tonight.
And the Peck, Emily Simpson, 2 players within that back line, putting a fantastic performance forward.
Dangerous spot here for Miami, and in the end, Olofsson up to the challenge in the danger zone. Right now, Carolina can feel the trailing breath of danger. Hurricanes trying to avoid a tripwire in the final 3.5 minutes. A banner moment for Cisel Akguel in the 76th minute. Perhaps the goal of her life. Flynn comes back in. Akguel on the sidelines right now, cheering on her teammates.
More performance as well from Deegan Bellenhorst. Her goal, very impressive. This has a massive future ahead of her, the freshman from Canada does. Big smile from her head coach.
3 minutes from a banner moment for the Miami program. 3 minutes and change. Carolina, the defending champs, trailing Miami 2-1. Olivia Thomas trying to get free. Chips it forward. No call in the box. Under 3 minutes to go. Carolina on the attack. Miami sinking everybody back. Hustling to every ball. There's another look, Ricky.
Bit of coming together between.
I think that was more of a Fossey
pull down.
Pull down.
Contact from Fossey. She pulls down Amanda Peck. But again, a really good duel starting to come to fruition. The 2 center backs between Emily Simpson and Amanda Peck within the base of that defensive line. What can Missouri has Maura Flynn getting a 10-2. She's been another standout player under Ken Missouri's taking steps in terms of her progression. Work rate, verticality, directness. Always a nightmare to defend, Maura Flynn is.
Hurricanes have had a magic ingredient tonight to hang with the defending champs. An underdog facing down a bigger, stronger opponent trying to emerge victorious. The ingredient has been zest and determination. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Under 2 minutes to play now. Miami 2, Carolina 1. Carolina has to hurry. 1:40 to go. Cobb Stadium, the site of perhaps the biggest upset inside the ACC this year. 90 seconds from the finish line. Hurricane fans are to the edge of their seat and out of their seats. Clock is ticking. Coming up on 60 seconds to go. Does Carolina have a moment of magic? There's a foul. Miami trying to drain the clock. Hurricane hearts are pounding with 1 minute to go. Miami 2, Carolina 1. The defending champs on the ropes. Hurricane fans feeling the joy. Under 50 seconds to play. Carolina running out of time, running out of hope. 40 seconds to go. Carolina coming up with no answers right now. Clock stops with 37 seconds to play. Despair facing Carolina on a knife's edge of defeat with 30 seconds to play. Miami sensing victory. 20 seconds to go. This one headed in Miami's direction. The biggest win for Ken Missouri. Fans feeling the joy. The final seconds are ticking off the clock at Cobb Stadium. It's Hurricanes delight. Miami upsets the defending champs. 2-1. Glee and jubilation.